What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. We just got back from doing some freeway pulls, some food, and we went to go check the PO box. In the last video, we tore the 20 out of the KRX and the engine is sitting right there. I have yet to take it apart to take it to the storage. I'm not worried about it right now. So yesterday I was sitting in my room just really laying out the build plan on timeline for some of the deadlines coming up, and there's a lot to do, man. There is definitely a lot to do. If I didn't mention it before, the KRX and the giveaway car is set for appearing at Race Wars at Sonoma, California, April 23rd and 24th. Both days. I think both days. Once the red CRX was done, I moved it off the driveway so we can bring this car here so we can start tearing it apart for the rebuild. And if you guys don't remember, it was a K20 all motor setup and I blew it up at the track. Well, I didn't blow it up. I spun the bearing at the track and it's been sitting since last November. So when I am rebuilding this car, my end goal with this car is K20 all-wheel drive turbo. That's what I'm trying to do. Although another meet just popped up on Facebook recently and I missed it last year and I want to attend it this year. It's called the Honda Super Meet at Irwindale Speedway, and if you guys don't know this, I've been trying to like knock off tracks off my list of, you know, where I want to race at or where could I race at. And Irwindale is a track I have not hit yet as far as the drag strip, and Sonoma is a track I have not hit yet here in California. So I want to attend this meet, and I'm like, all right, well, if I attend this meet, what car am I going to bring? Problem is the show is 2 weeks away from today, and this car literally is it's still in front wheel drive format, and there's no engine in there, is there? There's not. The motor that we're putting in the car is a K20, and upon tearing it apart for the oil pump, the engine had more issues. So I decided I'm going to rebuild the entire engine. The cylinder head's over there, blocks right here, the valve train and stuff is right there. But I ordered a bunch of parts for this car the last 2 days, and it seems like a lot of the stuff aren't going to show up for another week or so, and that puts me a week out. Now, yeah, there's other things that I could do to the car to get it more completed towards the end goal, but I feel like we're still going to cut too close to the deadline. So my goal is to still take the KRX, but if I don't finish the KRX, say depending on the first week and how much progress we're making on the car, if I feel like the KRX isn't going to make it and I still want to attend a show, I need another car ready to go. Now, I could take this car out there, but this thing has been out there plenty of times. It's raced Fontana's track, and you know, it's appeared there many and plenty of times before, and I could literally get the wagon up and going and just take that out there, especially because I haven't driven the wagon in a long time, but I don't want to race the car on the track all motor. Now, the wagon doesn't need a lot of things to boost it again, and I could literally just spend a day or two, which I don't think it'll suffice in the 2 weeks that I have for the deadline. Take a day or two to button up the wagon, boost it again, tune it, and have it just sit there on standby. So I think that's what I want to do today. Today, I want to start working on the wagon. So because we can't really do too much with this right now, I'm just going to put the suspension back on the car, make it a roller, move that over there, move that here, and then the KRX back in its original spot over there. Not entirely sure how much I'm going to get done on the wagon because a lot of the parts are in the storage, but let's get to work. Lucy! I really hate parking my cars under the tree because of all the leaves that fall in between here. Is a pain to clean out. But I woke up this morning and there's like a bunch of trash right here. This was not here yesterday. And if you ever decide to do shit like this, don't leave your mail here, Luis. About to return his trash. Damn, spider webs everywhere. Holy crap. All right, look at this. Battery is always still in this car. Come on, baby, let's go. I don't know how long it's been sitting here with the battery connected, but 20 tries later, she's on. Sheesh. Looks weird without a turbo in it, but that's gonna change. I got one more task to do. Next day here, guys. So I was hanging out with Leo for a little bit. He just took off to go finish stripping the parts car that he picked up recently. You guys should have seen a snippet of that in the last video, but he came by to drop off this blue dashboard. Not a lot of people are looking for blue dashboards, but I was asking for the blue dashboard because I wanted to use this as a guinea pig to learn how to flock. I do have spare door cards as well that I want to try to flock as well too. If you guys don't know, the giveaway car has blue interior, and I am going to keep it blue interior, but I want to spice up the interior a little bit. It already has a blue dashboard in, I mean, clean condition, but I wanted a spare dashboard to try flocking on first before I mean, if this one turns out well, I'm using this in the car, but I wanted to make sure that I had a spare dashboard before I attempt to do this. So Leo dropped this off right here, a bare dashboard, and we're going to be doing flocking in a different video. Now, I just pulled the clutch and flywheel off the 20 Gonzo, and the setup in this is an action clutch setup. I've had action clutch in my car since 2017 when the car first went turbo. This sticker originally came from the clutch kit stage 3 6-puck sprung setup, and it worked great. Boosted for about 3 years. 3 years, it held up 450 horsepower, no problem. And when I went all-wheel drive, I didn't really think about it. I was too excited. I launched the shit out of the car all-wheel drive, and it spun and glazed and put too much heat into the clutch that it smoked up. So the clutch came out, and then the new motor went in, and I ended up putting a street setup in it. It is a stage 1 action with a organic disc, which is literally a single puck, you know, not looking to make a ton of power on, just something more of a daily commuter. And we have the action clutch, light, and flywheel. This setup only has about 800 miles because the spare motor, this guy right here, was only meant to just drive around. It wasn't meant to be like performance, it wasn't meant to be boosted, it wasn't meant to be abused. But sometimes circumstances change, and now we need a clutch more suitable for what we're doing with the car now. Action Clutch came on board with us in 2020 when I was looking for a new clutch to suit the setup that the car had, which was EFK all-wheel drive turbo. They sent us over an action twin disc for the setup to help hold the power down on transfer, especially on the all-wheel drive setup. And right here in the kit, we have the instructions, we have the sticker, we have another nice holographic sticker right there, we have a lanyard, which I still have the other one here somewhere. Yes sir, KRX has his own lanyard right here with the bottle opener. Heavy duty pressure plate, baby, let's go. Always included in their kit is the clutch alignment tool and a pilot bushing. For the K series, a pilot bushing. Other vehicles maybe a pilot bearing, but we have a release bearing right here, also brand spanking new. Now that clutch has less than 1,000 miles, so if this is the same as the one that's already in the trans, I'm not going to swap it out, but know that your kit will always come with a brand new one. And then we have the twin disc itself right here. This is going to look super fancy. It's unfortunate we can't see it because it's going to be in the transmission, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and just go through the instructions real quick, and we're going to get this stuffed in there and get that transmission put back into the car. All right guys, so per the instructions here, K series flywheel bolts need to be torqued down to 100 foot-pounds and the pressure plate to 23 foot-pounds. So we got that all secured. Right now I'm just going to go ahead and check the release bearing on that one to see if it's the same as the one here, and then the transmission is going to go back on. So this is 100% different. You see how it's coned in versus flat there? We're going to change this out. That took a little bit of a fight, but we were able to get the transmission up. The transfer case really makes the all-wheel drive transmission that much heavier. With the help of the jack and both my messed up legs, we were able to maneuver the transmission up and the shaft into the clutch. We have the bolt secured. I just realized now that this one is slightly stripped and this one right here is slightly stripped, but using a washer and a longer bolt, I was able to thread it, get that one tightened. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 tightened, and then half here. There's still 2 more 14 mils on the bottom that secures the oil pan to the transmission, but I'm not putting those on just yet because I'm still debating if I want to do the timing chain tensioner cover into a return system for the turbo, or pull the aluminum pan off and slap my steel one on, which was originally on the car before. Right now I just got to button up the motor mounts so we can start reinstalling everything. And the rear motor mount, I'm looking at it now. I made this thing a while ago when I went all-wheel drive. This is the EFK1 motor mounts. The EFK1 motor mounts is not a height adjustable kit, so you can see it only has one hole. And the EFK2, which the KRX has dual bolt pattern, so you can drop a 24 lower to clear the hood. Now with the EFK1, you have to either cut out that motor mount to run the EFK2, or you make your own custom rear mount. So I utilized the Hasport back half, which has the bushings in it, and then I made this adapter right here that goes to the motor mount, the billet part, to clear the transfer case accordingly. And this has held up to a lot of hard launches. I know there's a lot of flaws with the Hasport mount kit, breaking blocks apart in different chassis. I have yet to see one happen in an EF, knock on wood, but mine has been holding up so far. So hopefully we don't have any issues when we start launching this car a lot more, because when it was all-wheel drive, I've probably only done no more than 10 launches in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get this sucker back in, and we'll start buttoning up all of the shift cables and slap the intake manifold on as well too. All right, guys, so I have the fuel rails taken off. This is the RDX injectors on the manifold that was for the KRX. This is the K20 blue fuel rail that was on the PRB manifold, which is over there. And obviously we're switching over to the max heating rod intake manifold, and we need to swap this over because you know, we need our fueling system. But I debated on running the blue K20 fuel rail or deciding to switch over to the black K20 fuel rail. Now I think I'm gonna change the color under the engine bay a little bit, because this was entirely blue, but I kind of wanted to be a little more sleeker this time. Black intake manifold, I'm thinking black valve cover, probably wrinkle black after I weld the bungs on there. And then we're gonna be running like black charge pipe, black turbo housing, and obviously I kind of want to switch over to the black fuel rail. I'm probably not gonna run this on the KRX anymore, the silver fuel rail. I'm gonna switch it over to blue, and then you know, just kind of make it bluish, tealish theme under that hood, because I think it works with the silver. I mean, it works really well with the battleship gray, but I want everything to be all blacked out in here. So I kind of debated on switching the fuel pressure regulator as well. This one's blue, KRX is black, but the thing is I don't have any more lines to configure it because of my return system here. And you know, like I said, I don't have any material to run it from here straight over there. I don't have the fittings to the stock hard line and so on and so forth. So I think I'm just going to switch it over to a black fuel rail here. This is the 4 Bangers edition. This came with my K24 bundle deal. Shout out to Jose. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just button this up, guys, and I'm just gonna wrap up the rest of this. All I really want to do is put everything back together and leave this thing for the last part, which is the turbo kit, which I still haven't gone to the storage yet, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we're losing daylight again. I came out a little bit earlier today, and you know, I was motivated to get this car up and going and, you know, really just knock it out of the park. But this morning I just got another email that my channel has been terminated again. They said that I violated YouTube's guideline and all of that stuff, which I never do and I never did. And the only thing I really got flagged for were copyright music, and these were on videos 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago that they're starting to flag me for it now. But if I choose the option of just leaving the music there and the copyright owner gets all the revenue, I was perfectly fine with that, and I didn't have to do anything further than the notice. So they just flagged me again, and then they terminated my channel. So I'm not entirely sure when this video is going to come out. With that happening this morning, now for the second time that my channel is gone, I lost a lot of motivation. Really just threw myself under the bus again, and I just been sitting here scratching my head, sending emails, and you know, really just mind boggled by it. So I apologize for losing a lot of daylight in today's video, but I'm just going to go ahead and just knock everything out and just really put everything back together and move on to, you know, the next phase of the build. We have buttoned up everything that we wanted to do tonight, and the only thing left is just the radiator, which I still haven't patched up yet. I need to clean all the coolant out of it so I could weld it cleanly, but the car is pretty much ready for the turbo kit. Now I spent a lot of time just trying to improvise a couple different things, like bracket, it's a Type S, and I had to modify it for the B series throttle body, injector ground. I had to tap the water housing to put a 10 mil bolt right there, because typically it sits on top right here on the manifold on the stock PRB, but this is aftermarket. It doesn't have the 10 mil on the manifold itself, and I didn't want to pull that all the way up to this ground here, so I grounded it down there. There's a few odds and ends that I still need to do, like B series TPS. I gotta do a adapter to go K series to B series, and just smaller odds and end. But the next thing is pretty much just the radiator, and then we are ready for the turbo kit install. Again, guys, with the whole YouTube thing being, I don't know if it's disabled or suspended, it said that it was removed off of YouTube for violating YouTube's guideline. I'm trying to work it out. I'm really trying to sort it out. It really threw me all over the place today, and I was really just kind of like unmotivated a little bit today, but really just trying to sort my channel out so we don't you know, deal with this later in the future. But if you guys see this video, that means the channel is back. But yeah, we're pretty much gonna wrap it up for tonight. It is like 8:30, almost 9 o'clock, and I've done a lot of like underneath the car, suspension, all that. I'm tired. I'm tired of crawling underneath the car 1,000 times because I keep forgetting a tool or whatever. But we're making progress, and I'm gonna say though, I think I'm gonna like this engine bay a lot better with the black theme going on. I'm already liking the black fuel rail on the black manifold, and we still got to do the black valve cover. I'm probably going to try to find a black fuel pressure regulator, something that's not eBay, even though this has been on the car for about 5 years and we haven't had any issues with it. I do want to change it to black. I'm not entirely sure about the red extended top hats. I'm gonna have to like figure something out with color with that as well too, but I'm super stoked. Let me know in the comments below if you guys think this thing is going to look pretty sick with a black valve cover. I mean, the car is going to have some black wheels on it. I'm looking for a carbon hood, and it's just going to be gray and black. That's what I'm shooting for. No more bright blue. And I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked to get this thing turboed again, but we're going to get to it. Progress is better than no progress, and we are headed in the right direction. So we are going to wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you enjoy the progress update on... If you guys don't know, I call this car the Bulldog. If you guys enjoyed the update on the Bulldog, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around to see the turbo setup, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. And also, guys, if you're looking for a clutch for your car, be sure to check out Action's link in the description below as always. And before checkout, be sure to use discount code STATIC to save a little bit of money on your new clutch setup, and let her rip. Peace.